Warning, stocks are about to crash. That's right. If 2022 plays out again with the NASDAQ on the left hand side, with a death cross, a double top, and a warning, it says look out below because stocks are about to crash. So are the bears peeking in and it's really over? Well, the question is, where are the stock market bulls going to meet the bear? Did we just meet them? Is that what this pattern says? The warning? Why? Well, because if we match, we're going to go lower. That's 2022. As a reminder, so far this year, we're already red. We're clawing back territory. And if Palantir is still a leader, at least as of right now on earnings, it is leading to the downside. So with a little bit of red today, isolated to a few names, notably Warren Buffett. Congratulations, Warren. 5.5 million% return. Here is our plan going into today, and I will provide an update at the end. There was also a lot of economic data. So Danielle Smith spoke today, didn't see that. But tomorrow, 1, 2, 3. We got 3 really big things setting us up into Wednesday. And we have 2 more really big things with the Bonanza with Jerome on Wednesday. So where are we going to meet these bears? Because we have to ask ourselves, why did we go higher into the weekend and then sell off? Well, Trump said he's opening the door for tariffs, but the bears are like, okay, we're going to go into hibernation for 1 minute here because going forward, after a historic 20-year advance, it's probably going to be harder for gains going forward. So in a previous video, I called that the easy gains are over. Trump says here that good parts of the economy are mine, but bad parts are former President Biden's. All right, well, is it time to buckle up? Corporate America owes the rest of us $87 trillion. Whoa. Ouch. That's right, 87 trillion. That's a really big number. So what a really big difference 100 days can make. If we look here to GDP, which is basically growth in the US, in January, pretty solid, 2 across the board. Right now, red, better in Q2, but then softening into the back half of the year. This is where we have to really ask ourselves how much wherewithal both teams have. I think Trump has until 2026 or 7 when he has a supermajority. The other team, man, they are prepared for a protracted war, and they're ready to fight until the end. So what do? Because according to here, again, this is not me. This is an opinion from the SCMP. They say, or are posturing, that thanks to Trump, China has the card. So what are we doing? Man, it's time for an Uno reverse. That's right. What color are we playing today? Because Trump said, again, according to Fox News, which we all know is real news, says he will not drop tariffs to get China to the negotiating table. So wink, wink, nudge, nudge. This is the cycle we've been talking about. Notably, what we talked about on the weekend with Jerome and also with Trump. Do we buy greed or sell greed? I would encourage you to sell it, at least not initiate fresh, because when we are extended, these high movers can really move to the downside. Palantir might be a fantastic company. It doesn't mean that a good company can't go down sometimes. Remember when Tesla got included in the S&P? It couldn't do anything wrong. It was literally a new paradigm. Let me just get my chart queued up here on the other screen. Because when Tesla was included in the S&P, it did actually, I think it was roughly around here. I can double check after. So late 2020, he was talking about snakes and ladders. Well, that was the S&P. Higher, blow off, and then crash. So here's the important part. We go back to roughly where we started. You had more than one chance to buy this price. This is now roughly 240, 250 on Tesla. So remember when Lutnick told us that the stock is never going to be this cheap? Well, it's been this price before a few times, so there's no need to get FOMO because you had 4 years to purchase the stock over this period. Could have bought it here initially in 2021, maybe even in 2020. Then you get a number of times to buy it for the same price, if not cheaper. It mean reverts. It spends some time above, spends some time below, a little bit above, a little bit below, a lot above. So what does that form? It forms a W. What happens at the top of the W? Oh, crap. Oh, don't tell me that. Oh, you draw it another way? All right, let's have a look. Pot and handle. That doesn't make me feel really good. It's not supposed to make you feel good. It's supposed to make you aware of what could happen. The volume's all bullish too. So there's no sell signals here. Technically, Tesla's bullish. It just happened to slam down to strong support. The problem with support is that it doesn't feel like support when you test it. So When the stock craters 50, 60%, how much was it actually? 500 down to, wow, negative 55. So 50% haircut, right? Buzz cut. There you go. Get a nice little haircut, but it wicks above. Closes above here. And I don't know about you, but like, let's have a look here at Palantir. Man, kudos to these bulls. Congratulations. Ooh, it is so impressive. There were a lot of signs in hindsight this could have gone higher. I'm not going to lie. This period right here was probably very frustrating for people. Stocks that don't do well on IPO actually do better because now there's additional hype, including to the hype of an actual IPO. There's the stock market psychology chart. Massive volume comes in repeatedly, right? Banger, 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 and pop flag. Oh my goodness. It is going to infinity and beyond. And the stock's done extremely well. In terms of extensions, from this original base that was formed, it's already hit the 161, the 261, and it nearly made it to the 361. That would have been at 147. So these are just cycles. They're also targets based on math. I know that pesky math stuff. So if it's 2022, I just want you to be prepared. Let me go back to my thread here. So this was 2022. Yesterday, I talked about how, what if there's a 1% chance it's 2022? Well, be prepared for a 30% crash. That's a crash. And the monthly candle here, as long as we're back below 568, it's a failed break. So depending on how you want to look at the data, you're going to get different stories. So yeah, stocks could be about to crash after a massive warning or win for the bulls. I like W's. W's are good. Much better than L's, right? I like W's a lot better. So after a win, what do you normally do? Man, you go have a couple beers, right? You go to the bar, go have some fun. And maybe that's a great time to ask you for a favor. Could you please consider smashing that thumbs up or subscribing to the channel? I would really, really appreciate that. All right. So the bears are here. The gains are going to get a little bit harder. Trump is responsible for everything good and nothing bad. This is fake news. This is really important because it's also what happened in 2022. We talked about that yesterday. People expected a recession into the back half or the second half of the year, which is kind of what they're baking in here. But we already have a negative quarter. So what could happen? Man, we're 50% of the way to a recession and no one thinks it's going to happen. So Uno reverse, that's literally when you can make outsized gains. Because when the crowd is looking one way, that's when you can have an oversized move lower. Let's see what these earnings do here. Because these stocks have been impressive, other than Testinky, right? Tesla, Alphabet, Microsoft, Meta, Amazon, Apple, crush, right? Effing crushing it. Beat. It's really about the forward guidance because the market is a future discount mechanism. But look at these numbers. These are huge. These are trillion-dollar companies. Look how much of their code is being written by AI. These are called productivity gains. And these are huge. 30, 30, 20 to 30, and 50. So big tech earnings have defied the worst case scenario for stocks. And this creates a really double-edged sword because in the S&P, when we look at it weighted, which is basically SPY, each block represents the weight in the S&P. So if we go here to mono size, I don't think that's every company. Sorry. Let's go here to no group. These are the biggest companies. Microsoft now actually overtaking Apple. NVIDIA down at number 3. These blocks are all equally weighted on RSP. Does that chart look any different? I probably should have looked ahead of time. This one's above the 50. So we'll look at S&P at the end here because I'm trying to keep the videos under roughly 10 minutes. All right, so defy. Yeah, the Mag 7 defies the bear case. Jerome Powell's going to defy Trump. And Scott Bessent says that at the end of these trade deals, we're going to have, trade ties will be stronger at the end of the deals. This is where some people might disagree. And again, Ackman is kind of an advisor to Trump. He's floating the idea that maybe 180 days, that's 2 quarters. Remember those quarterly candles we were looking at? So expect turbulent times ahead unless we get a quick unwinding of tariffs soon. What does soon mean? Yesterday. Otherwise, the disconnect between the markets and data should lead to caution for investors. Scott Bessent says this. He has 3 top economic growth plans for growth for the U.S. under Trump. First, second, and third. I deferred to ChatGPT It put it into a visual for me, easier to digest. Tariffs, tax cuts, and deregulation are going to be good. It also gave us a 100-word summary here. So, out of bullishness, 78 out of 100. Here's the problem. What else is there to price in now? We need additional hype in order for additional moves. If we look to the rest of the week, it's Jerome Powell. And as I showed you on this weekly candle here, oh my goodness. Jay, I hope you're gonna save us, buddy, because man, this does not look very good here. Because as I talked about, it was actually Jerome that caused the biggest leg lower in the market in 2018. If you weren't trading it, look, this is a big slide here. And it's also a W that leads to what? A warning that we're going to go lower. So don't fear the man who knows 10,000 kicks, or he knows knows a little bit about every stonk. We have been doing this algo thing for years. We have millions of data points. And right now it says, wait, caution ahead. Why? Because all these alerts are due. SH, DOG, SOXX, RWM, PSQ. That tells me right now, oh boy, I'm ready to go. All right, you can take anything. I'm ready. Here's the trade that I put on. If you're still watching, I thought I was going to mention at the beginning. I kind of forgot. So SR trade alert, it's 10% of my account. I'm going to add another 10%, and I'm risking roughly 0.6% on the account right now. There's my stop and my target, and I'm risking roughly $1 to make $2.30. So far this year, I'm doing real good. I bought a couple of stocks as I talked about yesterday. This will add a hedge to make sure that I don't give back too much. One last thing here you might not have heard of, but it actually made the dollar move. The 1 in a trillion event tying Taiwan's dollar and US tariffs and AI together. And also their currency jumped. So there's speculation that authorities might allow it to appreciate to help reach a deal with the US. What is TSM? Taiwan Semiconductor. So if something good happens, oh my goodness, it's his. There's a plant opening. TSM has a new launch with NVIDIA on earnings, which was the 28th we noted earlier. Man, of course that's him. And then, man, screw everybody else. 180-day pause. That's 2 quarters. Let me just very briefly remind you why that matters. Just another data point to make sure you understand the severity of the situation. Let's go to SPX, 3-month candle. Let's delete everything because on Tesla, I showed you the example of a couple of years to get your money back. These are quarterly candles here. We'll just put in a bearish engulfing one here. We failed to break down on the next one, but still a fail, right? Breakdown is still the same word. So bearish engulfing and then a breakdown. Yes, as of right now, that's a hammer or a dragonfly doji. Failed breakdown. Doesn't matter though. If we have one red quarter, maybe we get 2 or 3. 2, 3. How long to get our money back though? Well, after the first month, you got to wait from Q1 of 2022 out to Q3 of 2023. Nearly 2 years to get your money back. Another 2 years to wait. Great. So what's 2 years from here? 2027. When Trump might lose the midterms and not have as much control. So I didn't even update this chart. Look, it hit perfect. Warning. That's where the bears are going to be. They just met the bear. 180 days is not good. That's 2 more quarters. So what are companies doing? They're suspending guidance, full year guidance. So as of right now, there is uncertainty regarding trade policies. Wow. Look at those lines go up. When moon. That's right. Trump now Bessent to have been leaning on the central banks to start easing. They're pushing Jerome. As I talked about briefly today, look at these pauses. The gray area is recession. It's been 12 months already. That's the Great Recession right there. Same thing as 2008. So there's only a, what are we looking at here? That's June. We're skipping May because who cares about May? Let's look forward. 70% chance of a cut going into June. And then we have into July, 55% chance of a cut. So we're not getting all that many. What we're looking at here is like 2 cuts by September. Oh my goodness, 2 cuts by September. Yeah, this is potentially very bad. We paused for a year before. Man, Great Recession. By 2 years in, we're only going to have reduced by 1 more 25 basis point in August, which is when we started here. So August to August of 2025. We've only cut or retraced 20% of the rise. So all the way up, pause. Man, that hangover is going to be painful. Yeah. So from 0 to 5.3, and then currently from 5.3 down to 4.3. This confuses you. Just be very careful about Wednesday. Might not crash tomorrow, but if it doesn't happen, man, very good exercise. You know how to get prepared for a crash now. If it does happen and you're not prepared, keep watching the videos if you are still watching now, because like eventually these things are going to pop off, and Bruce Lee is not going to mess around. He's done that one kick 10,000 times. Warning. If stocks are going to go higher, we need this to happen, or the W. We need this to break down, lose the 50, and go lower. The 10-year note is solid right now. It's not going down. As we noted before, if all you're doing is looking at stocks, you're missing part of the story. On this day right here, I think that's the day where we heard about the relief. Well, that was the pain threshold for Trump and dissent. Where are we right now? Man, we're poking back over, right? Getting a little bit excited. If it goes up, man, stocks are going to go down. It's teed up for Jay, whatever he decides to do. And right now, 4.2 is a really important pivot. So Trump and his aides have signaled they want to leave many tariffs in place. A 10% baseline tariff that he imposed many months ago appears like it's likely going to endure. So W check, death cross check, right at the middle, right at the midpoint of the W, death cross. It's almost like robots are doing the trading. So did we just meet the bear? Is that Jerome Powell? Well, I hope you're ready. So here's the notes for tomorrow one more time. And if nothing else, I really look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Thanks so much.